All right, so Spider-Man 2 is now available on PC as another PlayStation exclusive title that is now making its way over to the PC format. At this point, PlayStation games that do come to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 typically will go over to PC within 1.5 to 2.5 years. We've seen God of War and God of War Ragnarok go over there. We've seen both of the Horizon Zero Dawn games. We got the Last of Us games. We already had The Last of Us 1 come out not that long after the remaster PlayStation. It was also with The Last of Us 2 or Part 2 remasters coming to the PC as well in a couple weeks at the time of this recording. And also, we got all the Spider-Man games, all 3 of them. So at this point, if you were wanting to play these games and you didn't want to pick them up on the PlayStation, or if you didn't have a PlayStation 5 at the time, then now is the perfect time, especially if you have a souped up PC. Now, I will bring this up. There are a lot of detractors for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. A lot of people just felt like the game went on for too long and there's too much put into it. And okay, there's some truth to that, but not entirely. All right, so we're going to be talking about the PC release of Spider-Man 2, and big shout out to PlayStation, Marvel Games, and Insomniac Studios for providing a review copy. That said, let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, so I want to talk to you guys first off about the performance of the game on PC. I'm going to talk about that before we dive into the full review, because I think that's really important and we need to go ahead and get that out of the way first. Now, if you have a beefy PC, then pretty much you can run this game max settings. So if you want to run at higher than 120 frames, you want to have HDR turned on, as well as the light refraction thing. I can't even think of the name of it right now off the top of my head. If you want to turn all the bells and whistles on, then, and also if you want to play this on an ultra wide monitor, then yeah, you can do that. This allows you to do that. Like, it's such a night and day when it comes to performance of how this runs on PlayStation versus how this runs on PC. Just even with the PlayStation 5 Pro, like, there was a couple of bumps as far as performance, but it's still nowhere near what you can do with PC. As on PlayStation, you still, even with PlayStation 5 Pro, you're having to choose between, do you want to run this with, fidelity or graphics? Because there's going to be a sacrifice either way you go. Whereas now on PC, you're not making that sacrifice at all. If you want to turn everything, and I mean everything, on, then you can do that. All right. So now that we got that all the way, also, yeah, how does this run on handhelds? I don't have a Steam Deck, so I can't really talk about how it runs on Steam Deck. I think it's Steam Deck verified, but we all know the verification thing on Steam Deck is... All that being said, though, my experience with running this game on the Lenovo Legion Go, as well as on the ROG Ally, has been kind of interesting, because on the ROG Ally, it runs fine. You turn all the settings down, it runs pretty fine, really well, very stable. Whereas on the Lenovo Legion Go, it's a little bit more finicky, but I think this is just, the graphics driver that they're using on the and as well as the firmware on the Lenovo Legion Go. But all that out of the way, now that you know about the performance, let's talk about the rest of the game to make this a more filled up review, because we need to cover everything. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is the zenith of Spidey tales. Yep, I said it. Kudos to Insomniac Games. This gem wraps you in the true Spider-Man essence, the high-flying heroics, life's daily drama, and the big heart binding them. It surpasses most games and, dare I say, even outdoes majority of the films and contemporary comics. The story resumes post the 2018 adventure and its 2020 successor, Spider-Man Miles Morales. We witness Peter Parker and Miles Morales, two spiders from different webs, uniting against New York City's criminal underbelly. The weight of personal loss bears down on both, Peter grieving Aunt May and Miles mourning his father and childhood pal, Finn. Their evolving bond forms the game's core, driving both its mechanics and its rich storyline. Setting it apart from the run-of-the-mill narrative, players flip between both Spideys, seamlessly switching and following their shared and solo journeys. Peter is the seasoned mentor, standing tall in a role that movies and comics have often denied him. With a thriving relationship with Mary Jane Watson, while also thriving as a reporter for the Daily Bugle, Peter's life is relatively settled. For a moment. As for Miles, he's emerging strong from his tragedies. Gearing up for college and growing into his spider role, life's looking up. Well, that is until a deadly hunter named Craven and a mysterious symbiote shake things up. For Spidey aficionados, you know where this is heading. The brilliance of Insomniac shines here, drawing from tales we've seen countless times in comics, TV, and movies. They refreshingly blend, twist, and retell stories, making them feel entirely new. With equal focus on Peter and Miles, players bask in both epic drama and everyday heroism without the strain of a prolonged single-character narrative. Game mechanics-wise, it's pretty familiar territory. The combat's dynamic, flowing smoothly from the 2018 predecessor, reminiscent of Rocksteady's Arkham trilogy. The beauty? The dance between the two Spider-Men. You're able to switch between them using an in-game app, sometimes aided by AI sidekicks. Early on, electrifying Miles overshadows Peter, but as the story unfolds, the tables turn. Engage in exhilarating hand-to-hand combat, deploying webbing and dodges, harnessing the unique powers of both spiders as well as their tech gadgets. Though largely reflective of the two past titles, the fusion of both Spideys adds a fresh spin. But keep your expectations tempered, as you should not expect much innovation here. Like other sequels, like I mentioned before, including God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West, the focus is refinement. Stealth, while an option, feels redundant for a character like Spider-Man. I often ditch it to just dive straight into action, and thankfully Insomniac sensed this, minimizing for stealth moments and addressing the Mary Jane segments of the 2018 game. What do I mean by being better? Well, the huge improvements are now that she's armed with a stun gun, which, I mean, she did have kind of a stun gun in the 2018 original, but it feels less like a chore here and more like a joy, especially when you engage with the shooting elements. Swinging around the city is pure adrenaline. The expanded map, though it introduces questionable Borough renditions like downtown Queens, is a thrill to explore. The visuals? Look, I just gotta say, it's absolutely breathtaking. If you got a 4K resolution TV or monitor with the capability of ray tracing, it's literally a feast for the eyes. And if you've got a VRR enabled screen, then man, prepare for a gaming spectacle. And look, beyond the tech allure, the game's heart is its attention to detail. You know, embracing Stan Lee's wisdom, it's about being Spider-Man. While Peter's parts advance the grand tale, Miles' sections are pure gold. From helping a high school couple prepare for homecoming to tracing Harlem's musical legacy, his story brims with inclusivity and authenticity. It's a touching reminder that this world, for all its grandeur, is filled with real people, real stories, worth every fight. So in wrapping everything up, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 rises above many solo gaming experiences and other Spider-Man renditions. It's a testament that while the cinematic universe and many of the comics and the animated shows delve so deeply into this multiverse, this right here, it's grounded, it's relatable, and it just holds sway. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 skillfully spins a web of moving, relatable stories, and after all, Spider-Man can be anyone. Even you. And that's it. That's the review for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Huge shout out to PlayStation for providing a review copy along with Insomniac Games and Marvel Games. And what do you guys think about this PC port of the game, and also the very probable future that we're gonna get day and day release when it comes to PC, well, PlayStation games going to PC? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the comment section down below. If you want to pick up the game, I have a link down below from Green Man Gaming. And all that being said, catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha. See you in the next one. Peace out, and we hope.